What if the person tormenting you every single day was living under the same roof? What if the abusive messages, the threats, and the endless bullying didn't come from a stranger, but from the person who was supposed to protect you? This is the disturbing real-life story told in Netflix's documentary Unknown Number, The High School Catfish, and it is far more shocking than anyone could have imagined. The documentary takes us to Beale City, Michigan, a small, close-knit community where everybody knows each other. In 2020, a story unraveled here that would leave the entire nation stunned. Directed by Skye Borgman, the same filmmaker behind hit true crime docs like Abducted in Plain Sight, this documentary explores a case that is both horrifying and heartbreaking, a mother cyberbullying her own daughter. It started with a flood of anonymous text messages. 13-year-old Lauryn Licari and her boyfriend Owen McKenney began receiving dozens of disturbing texts every single day. The messages were graphic, cruel, and relentless. Insults, threats, even encouragements to end their lives. Sometimes 40 to 50 messages a day would come through, each one worse than the last. At school, suspicion grew. Whispers spread. Fingers were pointed at other students. Lauryn's friendships suffered. Owen's trust in his classmates began to shatter. Nobody knew who was behind the harassment, but the assumption was clear. It must be another teenager. As the messages escalated, law enforcement got involved. The Isabella County Sheriff's Department, with help from the FBI, began a digital forensics investigation. They traced IP addresses, examined data logs, and dug deeper into the mysterious sender. For months, nobody had a clue. Then finally, the truth emerged. The culprit was not a classmate. It was not a stranger. It was Lauryn's own mother, Kendra Licari. Yes, the woman who tucked Lauryn into bed at night, the woman who should have been her greatest protector, was the very person behind the cruel campaign of harassment. Kendra had been using spoofing apps and disguised phone numbers to send the disturbing texts. She sent her daughter graphic sexual messages, called her names, and even urged her to jump off a bridge. The betrayal was unimaginable, the community was stunned, and viewers of the documentary were left speechless. In December 2022, the investigation culminated in Kendra's arrest. The documentary even shows body cam footage of law enforcement confronting her. What stands out is how surreal it felt. Neighbors and friends simply could not believe that a mother was capable of this. She was charged with stalking a minor, using a computer to commit a crime, and obstruction of justice. Kendra eventually pleaded guilty to stalking a minor. She was sentenced to 19 months to 5 years in prison, though she was released on parole in 2024. As part of her conditions, she is forbidden from contacting her daughter. Lauryn now lives with her father, estranged from her mother. Owen, her boyfriend at the time, graduated high school in 2025 and pursued college baseball. Though life has moved on, the scars from this betrayal remain. The damage didn't stop with Lauryn and Owen. A classmate named Chloe Wilson was wrongly accused during the investigation. Her life was also turned upside down, all because of the manipulations behind the anonymous texts. This wasn't just a family tragedy. It rippled across an entire school, an entire community. What makes this case so disturbing is not just the crime itself, but the questions it raises. How could a mother do this to her own child? Why wasn't there intervention sooner? And how vulnerable are young people in the digital age, where anonymity can so easily be weaponized? Even public figures like Joy Behar on The View called Kendra's behavior psychotic, sparking conversations around mental health, digital safety, and parenting in the modern world. Unknown Number. The High School Catfish is not just a documentary, it's a wake-up call. It forces us to reflect on trust, on family bonds, and on the dangerous ways technology can be twisted against us. And perhaps the biggest lesson is this: sometimes the most terrifying threats don't come from strangers. They come from the people closest to us. If you found this recap powerful, let me know in the comments. What would you do if you discovered the person tormenting you was your own parent? And if you'd like more real-life documentary recaps, don't forget to subscribe.